Hi, welcome to my channel, Zen and Fit. In today's video, I wanted to reflect back on microaggressions. I know I have discussed this in previous videos, I believe it was over the last year, but I feel like this topic is even more relevant today. So before I jump into the video, if you could please do me a favor, if you haven't already done so, please hit the like and subscribe button. I typically post on my channel once a week. I know I've been on somewhat of a hiatus for a minute, but I'm trying to get back into things, and so hopefully I should be able to post more consistently every week. If you're new to my channel, I typically discuss topics that range from lifestyle topics to health and wellness, as well as mental health. And also too, I just wanted to give a big thank you to my new recent subscribers to my channel. I have been noticing the growth and it's much appreciated. Now, despite what some people may think, microaggressions is a real thing and it affects a lot of people. You may be encountering microaggressions maybe due to your skin color. Maybe you're a Black American man or a Black American woman and you notice microaggressions within the workplace, or maybe you're going to school trying to get an education. Maybe you're participating in a vocational training program and you're experiencing microaggressions. And also people who are living with a disability may encounter microaggressions in society due to people's biases of them. And so microaggressions can happen in so many different systems. It's not just one specific place that you may be encountering microaggressions. You could be shopping in a grocery store and encounter some form of microaggressions. So it's not just limited to work, school, or just one area of your life. It can be even within your home life. Maybe you notice certain microaggressions within your family. Maybe people treat you differently based upon your skin color. And what I mean by your skin color, your skin tone or your hair texture. Maybe you're treated differently based upon that. And of course, that goes more so into like colorism and texturism, but still, you're being treated differently based upon a bias. And so when we go back to microaggressions on a bigger level in society, it can be draining when you're constantly having to deal with these types of microaggressions. And a lot of times people around you may be in denial or don't want to actually acknowledge what's actually taking place. And that can be troublesome for sure. But keeping in mind that you can't convince other people around you to acknowledge the truth. Sometimes people just want to be in that denial. They don't want to admit what's actually happening to you. And understanding that. But that doesn't mean that you have to live in denial. You can live in your own truth, acknowledging what you are experiencing. Because when your gut is telling you that you're experiencing microaggressions, believe it. Because a lot of times our gut feelings are on point, and we know that. And so don't let other people in society gaslight you into believing or having you question your perceptions of what you are actually encountering and experiencing. You will forever be chasing if you're trying to convince other people to acknowledge microaggressions, that they actually exist. Because for whatever reason, maybe it's based on their own bias, their own desire to want to repress or deny, whatever the case is, you can't control other people and what they want to acknowledge and what they want to be aware of what's going on around them. You can't convince those other people. You can only focus on yourself. And so just keeping that in mind, that there's going to be forever and a day people saying that you are out of your mind or you're not being honest or that's not true what you're experiencing. And you just have to let that go. You know what you're experiencing. And as long as you're willing to acknowledge that for yourself on a personal level, that's all that matters. And that's all that you have control over. And making sure that you protect your mental health and your physical health as much as possible. Because when you're going through microaggressions, whether it's at a workplace, in school, or other facets of your life, it can be emotionally draining and, of course, tiring to have to deal with those types of microaggressions in society. And so, even if it's finding constructive ways to cope with the hostility, the discrimination that you're experiencing, whether that's maybe journaling, maybe talking to a peer or a close family member who is supportive of you so that you can get things off your chest in a constructive way and feel safe. Maybe you don't have friends or family members. Maybe you decide that it would be best for you to connect to a therapist to process things, to get insight on how to deal with certain situations and scenarios. That can be helpful too. So, finding what works for you, finding constructive strategies to mitigate some of these microaggressions that you are experiencing in society. Because even though we don't have the power and control over other people, we can mitigate things for ourselves so it doesn't drain and take a toll on your mental health or take a toll on your physical health, because your mental health and physical health are connected to one another. And a lot of times when you're feeling stressed and just overwhelmed, that can possibly lead to anxiety or depression, and that can affect your physical health as well. Even though I'm not a medical doctor, we do have some general awareness of how our mental health can affect us, because we're all human and we have that awareness. So just keeping that in check, keeping that in focus, focusing on the things that you do have control over, and being self-aware of how it's impacting your mental health, and finding strategies that are constructive to help you cope with these stressors, because you need that. You're human. And so if it's talking to friends, family members, or a therapist, if that's what you decide to do, or maybe it's participating in a painting class or whatever works for you, finding and utilizing those strategies is necessary. So no matter what, even if in society you see that people are telling you that you're lying or you're out of your mind when it comes to microaggressions, you know your truth. And you don't have to prove yourself to anyone, because no matter what you do, what evidence you bring to people, they still more than likely won't want to acknowledge it. So just living in your own truth, utilizing your own coping strategies to mitigate as much as possible the impact these microaggressions have on you is important. I look forward to reading any comments or feedback you have about this video, and especially about this topic. And if you haven't already done so, if you could please do me the favor of hitting the like and subscribe button, because it helps me to be able to do more content on the channel. And until next time, take care.